sunrise to sunset, I can't stop hustling every minute, every second. Can't stop hustling from sunrise to sunset. I can't stop hustling every minute, every second. Can't stop from sunrise to sunset.
What is up, everybody? It is January, I don't know, 29th, I think. Yeah, 29th, 2023, and we're here. Yeah, the bros talking about the Royal Rizzle. Yeah, I'm over here, boy, as y'all know, and if you don't, I can't help you with that. And I'm accompanied by Hogs Wars and Yellow Boy. How's it going, fellas? Yo.
Adrenaline in my
Yeah.
soul.
Oh.
Everyone is bold that rose. Give it up for Cody Luther King. Yeah.
Yeah, he solved it all in one word, brother. That's it.
Racism is solved.
It's over. That's
No
what's
more
up.
racism. And next month is what? Black History Month.
That's
So
black. That's it. Yeah.
Cody Luther King has solved it all. What's going on,
Awesome.
people?
Y'all wild. Yeah, so let's get right into it. You already know, like, it started right off the cuff with the Royal Rumble match, did it not? I didn't expect that, too. I was like, God dang, it started right off.
I
So,
think
yeah.
they did a good job of actually like bookending it with did a Royal Rumble to start with, and then they did a main event to end with. Because I don't think it would have, because of the storyline, and we'll get into it later. But the storyline that they had to end the show with that, championship match, I think it was well done to end with what they did. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
hmm It definitely did not suck. That was a good idea in the end.
and
But I was very shocked.
I mean, it. We were talking about it off camera, and it was for what it was worth. It was a shorter show, but it was still 4 hours. It was like what 5 matches on the show with two, including the two Royal Rumbles, and it was still 4 hours long.
Which
Yeah, I
don't make
mean,
no
it was
sense.
getting into that AEW territories. I was like, wait a minute, dude. Like, because there was a few times the pacing, like especially the women's rumble, I was like, oh, they're gonna shut this boy short. And I ain't too sure that the people didn't come in a lot quicker, but that's just we'll
They
talk about
did.
that when we
That
get
was
there.
something I
Yeah.
noticed.
Anyway. Yeah, so like
but
who were the first two? It was Gunther, wasn't it? And
yeah, but
Sheamus? Yeah.
before that, they got, and apparently it was supposed to be a shock to everybody that Pat McAfee showed up for commentary.
He
he,
did.
he returned. He was doing the college game day, and I think Michael Cole, of course, on the commentary was saying that it was a complete surprise and shock to him that Pat McAfee returned to do the commentary with him. So, but yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. You had number one is Gunther, and number two Shamey in there as the 1 and 2 started off. Big,
This man slapping man
big meaty man slapping meats.
Man,
Slap,
Y'all are terrible.
slap
people fire at each
chops.
other.
Slaps, chops. The continuation from Clash at the Castle. That's all
Right.
that was. Continuation of that, which I believe over here, boy, you were talking about it. I think they're giving Gunther his flowers. I mean, I think we're all over the fact that his name is now Gunther and not Walter, because Walter was the thick boy. This thin boy that shaped like somebody said shaped like Michael Phelps.
Right.
Big endurance swimming boy.
Right.
Gunther, I think he's getting his due, and especially with uh, well, I'll talk about that later on. But what y'all think about the first two?
Man,
Like most.
go
Right.
ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, it was all right. Just start a match. It takes him a while to really get anything going. So
Who?
Which one? Get who going?
Giggity.
Who?
It don't take a whole lot. It don't take a whole lot to get you going, boy. You start sweating on that and just, whoo.
Thinking about them
Hey,
sausages.
sometimes that light is hot, pimping. You gotta wipe it off.
Don't say sausage, just say wampus. But I have the complete list. So you had 1 and 2 as Gunther and Sheamus. Had number 3 as the awesome one, The Miz, in which he's still playing kind of a comedy role, right? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, man. Like, if he's good with it, that's fine.
yeah. I mean, not going to talk about all and I guess, the sequence that they came in. I was happy to see Johnny Gargano come out at number 5 because he was injured. Last we had heard from Candice LeRae on Raw, he was injured, so he came out. Um, let's see, who else? Who else? I want to talk about. I'm skipping ahead because you had a bunch of entrants, and I'm looking at my notes. But after Angelo Dawkins came in at number 11, like, so let me back up and say that Miz was the first person out. Out of all those, Miz is the first person out. But after Angelo Dawkins came in, what do y'all think about the botch that happened with, I mean, second year in a row, right, for Kofi Kingston?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, like where he threw out and they kept saying, "Well, his foot's on the chair though, right? His foot's on the chair though, right?"
Yeah, he's trying to do one of those, miraculous saves that he's been known to do and had a chair set up outside. Xavier Woods had already been eliminated. I don't know exactly what the spot was going to be, but he went from the apron, and I guess he was going to call himself to land in the chair, and Xavier Woods was there to kind of help, but he didn't. And that Kofi took a header right into the commentary table.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
meaning to laugh at it, but I'm hoping
Knocks
that he's
himself
okay.
He got
out.
domed, and then Michael Cole tried to cover. It's like, and then Pat McAfee wasn't having none of that BS. He said, "No, no."
He knocked
But
the heck out.
but I'll be honest with you, man. Like Kofi's getting up there too. Like some of the stuff he's trying to do, he's gonna have to have help with, man.
Yeah,
Whether it be maybe next year he tries to do that, he jumps out, somebody catches him and carries him around for a little bit, and then puts him back up there like Big E if he's well enough to do it next year. But
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just like, yeah, you're right. It's the second year in a row, so
I
it ain't
think he
looking
should give
good.
it up. I think he really should give it up and allow somebody else. You've got, young talented stars. You got somebody like Ricochet in there that could possibly do something,
Do
make
everything
So
and then
here's
jump in
here's the
halfway
thing
across the
though.
room.
Like Kofi could very well do a passing of the torch kind of thing and help whoever do
right.
something like that, and then they continue on his legacy of that kind of not being eliminated because he's getting thrown out. You all right over there, Hogs Wars? Got that red tail, Arkansas,
All
Razorbacks.
Arkan. Did you? What'd you say?
Razorbacks.
Oh, I thought you said
Razorback.
something else that was very not good about people somewhere else. Anyway, let's go
Oh
on.
wow. Wow.
Yo, that's why I had to be like, "What'd you say?" Like, we ain't getting canceled right now off the cuff,
Nope.
dude.
no cancel culture.
Yeah,
So we did have Bork Laser join the. Of
Right.
course, we knew he was going to be in there. He joined at number 12 and just started throwing out folks, but he wasn't in there long. That was the good thing.
Mm-mm.
They circumvented what we thought that was going to happen.
exactly.
You know, when he's usually in there, he's just going to take over the match. But Bubbles kind of got some retribution, if we would like to say, it's throwing Brock Lesnar out because Bobby Lashley came in at number 13. So do y'all think this is going to lead to a WrestleMania match between Bubbles and Brock
Pretty
Orton?
much.
I do, but did y'all catch Michael Cole's botch when he said that Brock Lesnar came in and instantly went after Bobby Lashley? That wasn't how that worked out, man.
No.
I
Mm-hmm.
synced it. You got hit with me, Michael Cole. You and your soul patch. GFY. That's right. I keep it
Yeah,
PG. I know. Maybe.
there you go. There you go.
Anyway, but yeah. I think it will. I think it will.
Then if for those of you who are watching who also watch Cultaholic, I wish we could steal their gimmick with um your boy Gibbles,
Mhm.
JBL coming out. It's John o'clock, you bastard. Doing one of those things. Because Baron Corbin and JBL came out, and Corbin got mugged on the outside, didn't he?
Oh my
Mhm.
God! By Brock Lesnar, he got the
Uh-huh.
F5 right on the floor, and
Yes,
then they threw him
fascinating.
in, and his ass went right on out. He said,
Yeah,
"Deuces."
and then after that, Seth Rollins came in to finish off the job, just waiting
Right.
for him. Gave him a nice little stomp,
Yep,
put him in the ring, threw him on out.
Going
Get
out.
his
that's what I said. My boy got warlorded, dude. See ya.
yes, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. So if you guys are subscribed to the channel, just know that there's going to be a shot of brew coming on later, and I'll talk about the number 17 spot and why the number 17 spot wasn't there. But the number 17 spot was Rey Mysterio announced. Music came on, Titantron, no Rey Mysterio. Then number 18, Dominic Mysterio with Rey's mask. But they
Mhm.
did I miss it? Because ladies and gentlemen, I was kind of inebriated, so sorry. But they didn't cut to the back. They didn't talk about what's going on. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just kind of inferred, I guess, that Judgment Day did something.
Yo.
How do y'all see this playing out?
Yeah, I think that it's just a continuation of all the stuff that's been happening anyway between Dom and Ray. But what had me cracking up is Dom was trying his best to tear that mask and
Yeah,
could
yeah.
not, baby. I was like, get your triceps up. You don't know. I mean, that boy be cranked them out in prison. Do better.
Oh, ex condom.
That's
Right.
it.
All of a sudden,
With a
Condom.
tear tattoo on my eye.
that I drew with a sharpie.
That's yeah. That's
Right.
that's gimmick. Anyway.
Him and his muscle mommy.
Right.
Um, yeah. And of course, the don't call us banger bros.
Yeah.
Eliminate
Right.
teaming up to eliminate people. Kids, don't you go and search that on the interwebs because you're gonna find something that your mommy and daddy might not like you finding.
And that's also in Hogs Wars history.
Negative. Negative.
Right beside that Wampler's farm.
Yeah,
That just sounds so.
that's terrible.
That sounds
Yeah.
so
Dude.
wrong.
Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't say sausage, just say Wampler's, y'all.
For the best
Um,
in quality.
In the banger, bros.
This boy's dank.
so what you got there? What you drinking on?
This is a Reef Revival Session IPA. I know y'all can't probably see that because of all my lighting crap's going. Let me do this. Mute that light down. Yo. They're up
Yo.
out of Florida. It's a Winn Dixie exclusive, man. You can only get this beer in Winn Dixies. And people say, "What's that?" It's a grocery store chain. Used to exist. Probably still does somewhere.
The
Like that in the
revival.
Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly. That's it.
The revival. Say yeah. Reef revival. So we had a Hall of Famer come in at number 21. And let me tell you, that man looking real jacked, baby. He looking real jacked,
And
looking
real
good.
stiff.
Giggity. Oh no. Giggity goo.
That's brutal.
We got Booker T coming in at
Need
number
to stretch a
21.
little more.
And before they did the Rumble, they did say that this year would be different with the level of surprise entrance. It wasn't going to be like a cavalcade of old school legends that are coming in to take up spots. They said they were going to do it to where it made sense. And I think over here, boy, you said that you kind of expected this go around that it would be Booker T um, with the
Yeah.
shape that he's in. But yeah,
I also thought that Bushwhacker Luke would be in it too, but that I really
They,
felt that
they
in
didn't
my
even give him a
heart,
shot,
dude.
bro. They
Yeah,
didn't
they
give him
should
a
have done
shot
it,
at all.
but I agree kind of like with how they did that because then it's like, man, you're taking an opportunity away from your current roster people. But I don't know.
Mhm.
mhm. But yeah. I mean, seeing as how like last year was it last year where they were having the issue with the women's division, they couldn't fill out the roster for the Royal Rumble because they had fired so many people, and you had like a slim picking for the women. like the cup runneth over now because old Daddy Trips is bringing back a whole bunch of people. His favorite,
Jesus.
his children's. So
Oh, his babies.
you had Booker T come in, and he was able to do some of his favorite hits. Hit a was not the scissor kick, but he did the leg lariat, and he did a bookend, and then the spinneroonie. And
Now
then some.
let me tell you, I don't know how Hogs Wars felt about it. I don't mean to cut you off,
Oh, you good?
but the Spinneroonie man, like when I was like, oh my god. But when he was calling for it, but when he hit that, I popped, dude. I was like, dude, it's just like old school, just like old days. He still had it. He still had it. That's what's up.
Yeah, we all did in the room. That was hilarious. We were just laughing so hard, like, yeah,
Oh,
five
dude,
times, five
whenever you
times.
pop, man, and you know it being in Texas, dude, it was deserved.
Right.
But it was almost House was me and you were watching it, and you said that wasn't quite all the way the spinneroonie this go around. What would you kind of call that? What he did?
Forget what I said. That was so funny though, because that Chucker was like, he was so proud to do it, and he spins around. You're like, did you finish the spin? Did you get it?
So you said
You all right, bro?
it was more Rooney,
Heck
less of a
yeah, a
spin.
lot less spin and a whole lot of Rooney. Like, what the heck, man? And
Listen
then when
here, sucker.
it was Seth Rollins threw him out that month, it like tumbled like a darn one of the little gyroscope says he fell over. I was like, dang. I said, you
Damn.
super straight, bro. What the hell?
Hogs Wars, everybody. It didn't suck.
Yeah.
That's
Someone
why
should
he's
put
my
that on the
brother.
t-shirt.
Yeah,
Someone should put that on the t-shirt.
that's great.
Then we had also on 24th spot, we had a returning Edge who came in and immediately went for Judgment Day in the ring. So apparently that's going to be something that continues. But Priest and Finn help ex-con Dom to eliminate Edge. And then, of course, Edge gets a little bit of revenge and pulling all of them and getting them all out. And then they fight on the way to the back. Up the ramp. Hogs Wars, who did we get a cameo appearance by?
Oh, excuse me. I had to stretch. I
Two
didn't
of
think about that. Okay, who went? Oh, say it one more time. They went up the
we
ramp.
had a cameo appearance that started beating up on Edge.
Oh, shoot. The other two members of the Judgment Day, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then also Rhea Ripley,
Right.
which warranted another Hall of Famer.
Old Beth Phoenix.
Mm.
Extra crickling mohawk she had going on.
Hey, don't be ripping on that, man. That has
Hey,
heat with me. You
that
over there
mohawk
ripping
was
on
thick
here.
as a mug. It was super thick. Super. Anyway.
Whatever. I put that boy on some toast. How?
Yeah.
Yo.
So, and if you're watching Shot of Brew, I'll be talking about some of the backstage stuff with old Beth and Edge. So, yeah, I'll be editing that after this video, y'all. So, if you don't hear from me, that's what's going on in your neighborhood.
he said, yeah, about that.
Right.
It's gonna be the V1.
But
Oh
just
yeah.
just to kind of fast forward, bruh, like, okay, I get it. He's got talent. Number 29, Logan Paul, he's got talent, but look, he's got a lot of controversy that comes with him, and that crowd didn't seem like they were feeling him at all. Like, and he wants to be a babyface.
So bad.
So y'all remember
So
when
bad.
we were at SummerSlam, like everybody was into him. They're like, he come out there, it was I mean,
Man.
it's because kind of goes along with that thing about Booker T being in it. You know, it's like, dude, you're not a full timer. Like, what's up? And like, I'm gonna softball this from the Hogs Wars. What happened when he got in the ring, man? He was all like, "Yeah, baby," but then what? How did everybody react to that?
All them jokes looked at him like he had lost his rapid freaking mind and kicked his butt.
Yuck.
When he got back up, his chest was screwed all the way up. Like they really kicked the heck out of him. Like for real, for real.
Got that receipt.
Mm-hmm.
Got that ground beef chest.
Man,
They were
they,
whipping his tail.
Daniel Cody Rhodes just was red in that month.
Dang. You leave our savior from racism, Cody Luther King, alone, buddy. You won't be
Cody
speaking.
Hotep over there, I know, right?
Hey, you won't
Wow.
be speaking ill of Cody Luther King.
You just set Egypt back 5,000 years right there in Hog's Wars.
Right. Thank
Dang.
you, Cody Rhodes.
And I mean, speaking of, at number 30, it was Cody Rhodes. And I mean, it was already announced that he was going to be there. And yet he didn't come out all the way until the end. So who else with number 30?
And I
Who else would
called that
that
when I
be?
was proud of that. I was like, yay, because Will called out everything. I mean, Yellow Boy called out everything. Like,
Who? Hey,
Who?
but
Yellow Boy.
yeah,
Hey, man, you
yellow.
breaking kayfabe over here, brother.
Hey, I'm
Hey,
gonna
I
tear
called
his
it last
shirt
week.
straight off. You see that? Look at hamburger meat.
Ninja Turtles, yeah. No.
But I'll be honest with you. I wasn't even inebriated like y'all were, and I forgot completely he was going to be in it. So I was like, who's going to be number 30? And then he showed up. I was like, oh, of course. I had one beer, y'all. And if y'all know how I do, that is very uncharacteristic of me because I normally have a running BAC of at least 0.5.
Right at the legal limit.
Right.
Hey, that's drunk enough to enjoy doing something, but sober enough to enjoy doing it, right? Wait a minute.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Good.
Hey, man, what was up with that spot? I mean, everybody calls it the spot of the night during the men's rumble with
Right.
Ricochet and Jake Paul, Logan Paul springboarding and smacking it. What was that?
We just want to prove we could jump.
Yeah,
That's all.
everybody already knows that Prince Puma or whoever can get going
Right.
on it.
Yeah,
But I was impressed. I ain't gonna lie. When they just collided in midair, I was like, "Come on, dude!" It would have been better had they tried like they would have jumped at different angles, like on a crossbody. They were just trying to do like that Bret Hart heart attack style neck
yeah.
breaker clothesline thing he used to do. But I was like, and they made how many replays on it? It's like, oh my god, you look at it. It's like,
Right.
bro, just go on somewhere with Pokemon cards, dude. I'm done with that. Nah, dude, I
I,
can't be mad at it. That dude's way successful. Call me anyway.
oh, I mean, all jokes aside, he is a great athlete. He can
Mm-hmm.
adapt to
Right.
whatever it is. He adapts to whatever situation as far as athletics that they put him in. He's naturally gifted. That still does not discount him being a douchebag. So, like, a personality is a personality. Sorry.
His brother's the same way, dude. I mean, you
Yeah.
want to you
Brother's
want to hate the
worse.
both of them, you really do. But then some of the stuff they roll out there, you're like, yeah, I really do hate this dude. But I can't also discount the fact that they're really good athletes.
Yeah. They do really well, but
But see, they're the typical Ric Flair person. They're the person that everybody hates, but in the other side, you can't hate everything because a lot of it's really good.
I
So
don't
it's kind
know
of
though,
like,
man. Ric Flair
but
ain't never come out with no Charizard card around his neck.
he didn't have to because he was telling everybody my shoes cost more than your house and throwing
Hey,
them in your
you
face.
already know. Check one of them Advent janks out on Sips, by the way, if you want to see about shoes costing more than your house.
yeah.
Anyway,
You.
Yeah. I, and somehow the folks forgot after they gave him a beat down, Logan Paul, that is. Somehow they forgot that he was still in the match
Mhm.
because we thought it was down to the final four and then the final three, and then surprise! I was about to say something else. It wasn't
Right.
PG. Surprise, snitches! And he was there, like so. He was able, and I hope and pray that we are not trying to go for a Seth Rollins and Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Like, use Seth in some other capacity because he is all the way over. Like,
Mhm.
what y'all think? Y'all think that'd be something that would bring in?
The reality is that's something they would love to do because they got a top guy versus a guy that brings them extra ratings and merch sales and blah 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 blah. So it's like to them that's a perfect match. But
Mhm.
we don't want to see another dang near Goldberg and got there Brock Lesnar where they just don't want to work together either. So
Who? Hey, no joke. Like, I don't want to see that, but at the same time, I want to see that because Seth Rollins is like, in terms of like their talent, dude, he's up
Mhm.
there. He can make
hmm
anybody that you put in there with him look like they're a Hall of Famer, dude. It is crazy how good he is.
hmm
And like, I don't just be throwing praise out like that all the time because you know I'm an old school Japan Dean Malenko head. But when I see that guy, I was like, okay, the same thing, man. I mean, it's just that guy's good. So if they have to do it, if they have to put Logan in a match at WrestleMania, that's who I want to see him with. I don't care about nothing else, unless it's Gunther and he gets his whole chest blowed out. Then I'll be good with that too.
Hey,
right.
but real talk, there was. I know y'all have heard about the rumblings of Gunther versus Bork at Mania. They were trying to set that up.
They tried
Well,
to
they
during the
they
Rumble.
did,
They
yeah, they
did.
did. You're right, Hogs. They definitely did.
So, again, even though this is not a Vince led WWE talent wise at the moment, it still seems this is not going to be PG. I'm just letting you know. It still seems that good old Papa Trips has a proverbial boner for big sweaty men's slapping meats.
Man,
Man, like, all right, I'm out of here. Like, yeah, like I can't deal with that kind of stuff, man. It hurts me right to my core. Now, you know that ain't true because there's some stuff I be saying and doing in my life that people be like,
hmm.
yeah.
Oh,
Just to preface everything,
Yeah.
when you guys watch anything that we do, if I'm involved in it, they've come and busted me out of the local joint, if you know what I mean. I'm like Murdoch on the A team, always coming to have to pick me up, ain't it?
Every time.
hey,
Cheers on
but
that.
OHB with with the timely references for our young viewers out there
Right.
of the A team.
Hey, man, Action
80s
Jackson,
nostalgia.
Rampage Jackson was in one. They
This is
had
true.
Bradley Cooper, Liam Nielsen. Y'all know that guy. Have you seen
Yeah, y'all
Juice?
favorite guy,
That was
Prince
a good
Pickens.
one. Yeah, that was
This
what.
no,
Damn, I even thought about that. That movie's been like 2012.
hmm
Y'all will get this reference if you was born before 1995. Yo. Anyway, let me clear the air. Murdoch was a dude on this show called the A Team that they constantly had to bust out of an asylum because that dude was for real crazy, but they needed him to get things done.
Because he always could. He out mechanical genius over there
Hey,
sometimes.
that's how I am. I'm a genius of something. The skies.
kids utilize Tubi and YouTube to the extent so you can see some of this great
It works.
content.
It
Yeah.
does.
And
The A
drink your
team,
milk.
the original A team.
Yeah. Hey, Pop
Eat your
Hogs was
spinach.
about drink. Man, drink milk, good for the bones, good for the kids. I need work. Anyway,
He
that's
said drink
off the
milk.
rails.
Yeah, let's get. We're gonna get back on track here eventually.
Back on track.
God.
Yo.
So the winner, who was the winner of this thing? Did anybody have any doubt of who was gonna win this Royal Rumble?
I wanted to have doubts. Hogs Wars, who won it though?
Of course, Cody Rhodes. Hey,
You
Our
talking
Lord and
about
Savior Cody Luther
right,
King.
right. Cody Rhodes.
Hotep, baby?
Cody
But
Hotep in the house.
the thing I want to throw out there, he did win. I didn't want that to happen, but I understand. But the spotlight they put on Gunter the whole time.
Yes,
He
hmm
was the one of the first and he was the first entrance, was he
the
not?
first
He was
was the
the
hmm
first.
first. They kept talking about, he had gotten in shape, his endurance, and this and that. He went
Mhm.
the whole time. And, buddy, if they don't push that guy to the moon going forward, then I don't know who else they could push.
hmm
In this modern era of wrestling, they've turned that U.S. championship and that Intercontinental Championship into something that I care about again, where I didn't used to. So like I'm about it. Like they probably need to boost the US one a little bit more. But anyway, the IC belt, Gunther's got it. Y'all watch him because he's gonna be a champion one day, and that's straight. world champion.
Yeah.
And the thing is
OHB
that
called it first.
you're out there with it, and look, he's in the annuals of WWE because he broke the record of longest in a Royal Rumble match. He lasted, I don't remember the exact time, but he broke the record of being in the match the longest since he was number one. And I thought it was unique that Gunther was one, Cody was 30, and the 30 man eliminated the number one person to win the whole deal,
Yeah.
as juxtaposed against the women's Royal Rumble match, which we'll get to later.
Yeah. One
But-
more thing before we bounce. Y'all really should watch this match because it wasn't just like Gunter was tired and he got yeeted out. There was a whole big thing between the two of them before that happened. So it was amazing. Check it out. It's on, something I'm not going to say because they don't pay us money, but you know where to find it, ain't it?
.com.
Anyway, moving on, baby.
So the next match, very disappointing. I will kick it over to Hogs Wars because I know Hogs Wars has a earful. It was the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Oh, look at that product placement,
Yo,
baby.
look at that! You didn't expect the OHB to hit you with that. Oh, look at that! I popped both of you. Didn't even need to.
not, not a sponsor.
No,
but
they are
that-
not.
Oh,
But this
LA
is
Knight
tasty.
be
versus-
nice
is
though,
tasty.
but not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me talk to you. Yeah.
Oh man.
Hogs Wars, I'm going to give you the floor because I know you've got a lot to say about it.
First, it did suck. It sucked a lot. Very, very much so. But after taking a day to reflect, it still sucked. That's all there to it. But
Oh, it's great.
to get to the point, of course, Bray Wyatt, great talker. Great, getting you to the point where you're like, okay, what are you going to do? We can't wait to see what you're going to do. Okay, you get us all into this match of random, sponsorship darkness. Okay, fine, whatever. Black Light Love. That's great. Wonderful.
Yeah.
The match sucked. Then you end up having, what was it 10 minutes. Let's say that for the fact that they spent 10 minutes in the dark, barely doing anything. And then all of a sudden I had to put my mask on now so I look like the Fiend. And it's just like trash from then on. And then it ends with poor Uncle Howdy dang near killing himself, jumping off the goddamn scaffolding into wonderful explosions of nothing. And like literally the best part of the whole match, they had some random Dippin' Dot looking crap on the announce table.
It's a
And-
Dippin' Dots.
And Bray Wyatt jumps on top of LA Knight on the table, and when he hits, it's just an explosion of color. And I'm just like, oh wow, that was different. Woohoo! Just like LeBron throwing powder in the goddamn air, but it's all different colors and stuff. I'm like, that's the best y'all did. The entire match was one spot.
Who?
Right. So my point is, I don't normally try to dog any guy that's wrestling because I know it's hard. I know trying to play on this stuff takes a lot of time and patience, but y'all really should have took a little more time with this. But not only that, I think I'm more disappointed in Bray Wyatt getting all these people ready for this great big thing he's going to do, and it was like trash. It just was. But what do you think, OHB?
You already know I'm rubbing my hands against it's going to burst into flames. How much do you think? How much do you think the way that this panned out was because of the tie-in with the Mountain Dew? No joke.
Eh,
Do you think that this would be something that Bray Wyatt would have come out with had it not been the pitch black gimmick? Or do you think it was because like, hey, we got to do something because we got this sponsor? Like, this being his first match back and incorporating like Uncle,
howdy and all that.
creepy.
Howdy doody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Let me speak on it. Or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk
Yeah.
to you. Yeah. That's Eli Drake. It's got heat with me, LA Knight. Anyway, But I really think it was a product tied in, and I think it was a very big product tie in that was very sports entertaining for the people that garnished to. It wasn't us. But anyway, that's all I'm
Right.
gonna say about it. I was just putting that
Right.
counterpoint in there. I think, I hope that any subsequent Wyatt matches don't go off the rails like that, because I was like, it kind of gave me them vibes of when Seth Rollins beat the absolute dog, you know what, out of the
Hmm.
Fiend and still couldn't get the job done. After smashing him with a sledgehammer and a toolbox and everything else. And speaking of which, when he threw that toolbox in the ring, I was like, oh my god, he almost killed that dude. Like, because like, how can you
Right.
see? Anyway, but like, I was just putting that out there. Like, I think it probably hit for some people. It didn't for me, for a wrestling standpoint. And obviously, it didn't you either. I just hope that we don't see that same kind of thing going forward from him. What do you think about that, Yellow?
So a couple of things.
There he is. He's fixing
Number,
to dirt sheet us.
Yep.
you knew it.
Yep.
You know it.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
okay, and that's why we love you, man. You're that guy.
So Fightful.com had reported that they had worked on this match earlier in the week. They were practicing it with the lights and whatnot. I was telling Hogs Wars that it was going to be a lot of black light. Well, they said neon aspects in the report from Fightful. They said, then that's all they knew, neon. And I was talking to Hogs Wars, and I said, it looks like it's probably going to be a bunch of black lights in there. They're going to put some
Hmm.
black lights and have it all around the thing. And then I said it looked like cosmic bowling. That's all it looked
Right.
like, cosmic bowling. And then I watched the post show from Fightful, the Sour Grabs, and I'd be doggone if Kate Elizabeth didn't say the exact same thing that I said, that it looked like cosmic bowling. It just, but there's another YouTuber slash influencer that watches wrestling. I believe her name is Lovely T. She made a point, and it goes off of what OHB said. Sometimes we get too raveled up as adult wrestling fans to forget that they have an abundance of children that watch that program. And just because it sucked to us, like OHB was saying, maybe we weren't the target demographic for
At
that
all.
match.
At
It
all.
was possibly for the childrens, as the old folks would say, the childrens, to enjoy it and bug their parents to buy the merch. Because let's not forget that the Fiend had a title belt that never made it to TV that was $5,000, and people were buying that.
Five
So
Hmm.
thousand dollars, and people were buying that.
Yeah.
yes, so
And
yeah,
he got all these toys and stuff with the characters in the darn funhouse. It's like crazy.
no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, no, you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
great muter,
But yeah,
great.
anyway, it's like I get what you're saying. And
Hmm.
even I had a few cousins who were saying, like, they're younger than me, they was like, dude, there was so much cool stuff in that match. I said, huh? I said, if you
Yeah.
tell me outside of him hitting the table, the quote unquote explosion that missed,
Hmm.
and some dude swinging a kendo stick that looked like a bandana out there, what else did you really have? But
And
maybe that's the point.
that boy was painted too. I thought it was tape, but I could tell it was painted because when he was hitting Bray
Hmm.
with it, it was leaving streaks of that paint off on him. But kind of go back to what you were saying. That's definitely what it is. Like, what if the next iteration of people podcasting or doing or talking about this, that's their fondest memory? Man, I remember when I was a kid, man, it was awesome. There was all these fluorescent lights and things were blowing up. Yeah,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
like I agree with that, but like at the same time, I took it for what it was. I was like, this is a very good sports entertainment match. It's not a wrestling match, but let's see where it goes.
Like, this may be for this generation, the bringing the beer truck out. I mean, I don't think so, but for them, this may be their beer truck moment. Like you said, OHB. The other thing is, I don't want Bray. I think we are all in agreement that I don't want Bray to get, okay. Hot take. I don't think, as a from a wrestling standpoint. Now, granted, ladies and gentlemen, I've never been a wrestler. I've never trained for wrestling or anything like that. I just know from what I've seen over the years, listen to folks who have wrestled, that kind of deal. I don't think that Bray is per se a great sports entertainer wrestler when it comes to in ring work.
Heck no.
Like it's a hot take, but
Not
I
as
don't.
you think.
But I don't think that's his deal. I don't think that's what he's worried about. His whole gimmick is his on the mic skills, his storytelling. That's like where his big character building is from, not his in ring work. He's not a Brian Danielson. He's not, something like that. Where in ring work, he's not Zack Sabre Jr. Where you're like, oh my gosh, this dude is amazing in ring. No, it's this dude. But what I don't want to have happen is him just to continually be stuck in this loop of him doing these promos that lead to nowhere, him talking about
Mhm.
nothing, and then he gets in these feuds with somebody, and then it's spooky stuff. Here's the spooky stuff. All right, now we move on to the next thing, and then it's just a carbon copy of it all over again. It's like, what was the point? What was the point in bringing him back if that's what he got stuck in beforehand? He came out like a Waylon Mercy type character, which was
Mhm.
interesting, but then he went into, well, let's add some spooky stuff to it and make him so fantastical and all this. Like he don't need that.
Because they wanted
Go,
him to be that next Undertaker like character, and the problem was, and even right now they spend more time him coming with these epic monologues and less time wrestling.
yeah,
You got to have both. That's my thing. No matter how epic we want things to be, he still got to wrestle sometime.
yeah.
That's my thing. You got to wrestle sometime. You spending 10, 20 minutes on the microphone every night, and you was in the match for 10 minutes.
The
You get me?
the dude's a sports entertainer, man. Like his wrestling ability is not super great. Like I'll
Mhm.
follow you on that, but
Yeah.
his ability to drive a narrative and to come up with very interesting things to watch is phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's nobody that I know that I watch as a fan that's coming up with stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, dude, like we've put this ball back there, and you're still over there just doing that. I'm used to know what I used to know, brother. But like I'm a dangerous guy, and I will kill you if I can. Come on, dude.
Right.
Anyway,
But you know
I'm
what?
done talking about
What?
this. You already know what it
What?
is.
What?
Out of all of that, it did one thing. It was supposed to build Bray Wyatt, but all it really did was build LA Knight
Yeah.
better. Like the crowd started becoming more sympathetic to LA Knight than they were Bray Wyatt. Because look at him now. Anytime he gets on the mic and let me talk to you, and
Yeah.
then that's just that's not a prediction. That's just a fact of life. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and the crowd reciprocates with him, so it's getting him over at least. So
If nothing
anyway,
else.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, LA Knight has been around for years. Eli Drake, he's been doing a very similar thing, and dude is over everywhere he goes, man. He's just been constantly trying to do better, and guess what? He's where he can do that. So y'all give him love and support. Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. They announced the attendance after that,
Boo.
51,338. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Whammy.
10,000
Uh,
were papered. Hey,
and then we have what's up?
I don't mean to interrupt you, but can we please just say they announced the attendance, right?
Yes.
That guy that was sitting down at the end of the row from us at SummerSlam was like, I just bought these tickets today. I could have punched that dude right in his face, son. Because
Mhm.
I
Yes.
bought them as soon as they was announced at a
Yes.
way higher
Hey.
dollar amount.
Inflated. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, that's it. Announced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me speak on it. Let me talk to yins.
There you go.
Anyway.
So a seven minute match was the next match. And I don't think there was too much on this show that wasn't surprising as far as the outcomes, the winners. Like the matches themselves, some of it was, but I don't think there was anything on this. Anyway, Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Alex Wars, what you think about it?
It was another Bianca Belair match where she tried to make it seem like she was getting beat up more than she really was, trying to put the person over. But the reality is, she's way too strong. Nobody believes Alexa really had a chance. And if it wasn't for the Bray Wyatt stuff during the whole process, nobody really gave her a shot in the dark. So once she lost the way we all knew she would, it's just like thanks for playing, but you can move on now.
OHB, let me ask you something. Do you think that Bianca's title reign has become stale now or stagnant?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you
And
think should
and
happen?
I don't think it's her. I think it's the people they're putting against her. There's nobody that ever comes against Bianca Belair because I'll be honest with you, she is like the current GOAT. There's
Hmm.
nobody stronger than her. Let's bring somebody in or build somebody up that can come in and be like, okay, like I'm gonna manhandle her. I'm gonna look like a threat. And might be somebody that showed up at the Rumble. But anyway, that's no that's
Hmm.
here or there. But like I said, I think that yeah, and it's not her fault because she's done tremendous. Like we've all three been very big supportive of her because of where she's from, and not only that, because she works hard. She works hard. You know
Hmm.
she does. And she's finally at a place now, after all the stuff that's happened to her up on the main roster, to where, yeah, she deserves to be champion, but give her the right opponents. Don't feed her somebody to increase or like further another narrative, which like they did with Bliss.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
it.
she's, and I heard somebody else say this, so it's not original, you guys. Sorry, but she was a secondary character in this whole feud with Alexa Bliss. She was like a background character because the whole thing was more about Alexa Bliss and her relationship to Uncle Howdy and the previous relationship with Bray Wyatt than it was about a championship match, and
Exactly.
that's unfortunate.
I
Uh,
felt that.
yeah,
Watching the whole thing, it was to further a narrative, and they're using her as that. But yeah, she's also the champion.
yeah,
And like,
So
why she ain't getting the push, as the saying goes, when that's what it's supposed to be about. Your
she
champion is supposed to be the one that puts butts in seats, and if you're not giving her what she needs to put butts in seats, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's furthering storylines that they're trying to write, and like I don't want that championship or any of the women's championships to become like, hey, like I'm doing this thing and defending this belt because I'm legit, instead of like, no, like let's do this and make the person that loses be more over than they were coming into it. It's just the whole thing. We'll see how it goes.
I hope that they're able to book her better moving forward as we go in the Mania season, but I don't see her holding on to that title too much longer. It's going to be changed over pretty soon, more than likely. Um, but that's just me.
Fair enough.
It was a clean win. You got her hitting the KOD. Like I said, it was a 7 minute match. She hits the KOD on Lex Bliss, wins. After the match, you get more spooky stuff on the screen with Uncle Howdy, and you think that you're in control, that kind of scenario again. So who knows? Is it going to be the Wyndham Six? Is it going to be a new Firefly Funhouse? Is she uh uh Sister Abigail? Who knows, man? Look,
Right.
just book the matches a whole lot better. Lexa Bliss deserves a whole lot better too. So
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Just book that. Anyway, I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent. My
Let me
bad.
time out real quick. Becky was 1.5 times the size Bliss. I'm just throwing that out there. She
Yeah.
has really
Right.
done a lot to increase her physique, her and Ford, for while you BSing,
Hell
and
yeah.
like they deserve better. She's
Well,
awesome. I
well,
want
you
to
know,
see her do things other places. Stardom, or you know what I'm saying? New
well,
Japan.
well, you
Anyway,
know what? She increased that mass because of the fact that she went to the Arnold Invitational. and she was
Mm.
performing in the Arnold Invitational, so she got herself in shape. And this is meanwhile while she's on the road, making her own gear, making gear for other people and everything. So what's that?
I'm just pointing up to you, man, because like you know all the dirt, you know
The
all
dirt.
the back. I don't know anything, man. I just come into this, I drink beer, and I leave. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, she did the Arnold Invitational, and
that's
just
dope.
the bodybuilding aspect of it, because she does the CrossFit, and she's in impeccable shape, and she's very regimented. She's very just thorough about her health and all that. So again, not to say that anybody else isn't, and maybe it's because we have a little bit of favoritism because she's from the hometown, because we know her and her family and stuff. But was that like a flex?
Yep.
Was that a flex?
There's a
Sorry.
flex,
Just tad bit.
and
Just
if
tad
you
bit.
don't know where we're from by now, you ought to. Oh, anyway,
So
let's sign that check, Vincent K. McMahon, and move on.
Right.
the check says McMahon, but it's not Vince.
Oh, my quad. Anyway,
My other quad.
oh, both of the quads. Anyway,
Sorry. So next up was the women's Royal Rumble. Uh, I'll go with the starting out, and then if we want to just randomly, we're not going to go through all the folks who attended, but if y'all want to talk about who stood out to you guys, then we'll kind of fire that off. But number one was Rhea Ripley, and number two was Liv Morgan. Uh, so yeah, anybody that kind of stood out to you with their performance in the women's Rumble?
Rhea Ripley, definitely. Um, Morgan near the end did really well. I know there's one person I'm gonna let OHB talk about because he freaking popped over that one. Uh,
Oh,
and I'm trying to remember the really strong lady.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, I can't never remember her first name, and
Raquel.
I'll be scared I'm gonna mess it up every time. But
Raquel.
she did awesome. But
who?
yeah, those are my what? Those were definitely my three favorites.
Oh.
OHB.
No, I'm just messing with you. Y'all thought I was locked in the spot, didn't you? Yeah. Hey, listen up. I didn't text the whole time they were out hanging out celebrating the GEB's birthday. You know who you are. I didn't send them any messages except for this one when it came out. Oscar, baby, come out as the killer clown, Kana. Whole gimmick. I'm ready for it. Joe, I've been ready for it since day one, baby. And if y'all don't know, then yeah. And she was one of the last three left into the whole ring. Which also was funny that you guys mentioned who was number one and number two, because that was also who was left towards the end.
Yes, it
But
was.
I'll be honest with you. What you were saying about last year, they found a little bit hard to fill the Rumble. They
Mhm.
filled it with some NXT folks that y'all should be keeping eyes on. Especially
Yeah.
Annie Hartwell, baby, because I'm going to tell you, like, she is good. They're all good. Everybody they have's good. And yeah, but like, yeah, when she came out there and had that whole face paint on, I was like, oh, yes, I needed to see this in my life. Now I just need to see her come out like M. Bison, and then it's complete. And it's,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm done talking about it, though. You already know how it is. Like, I'm going to let y'all finish and wrap it up, but like, there were a few other things that happened throughout the match, but I don't want to steal nobody's thunder. But
Oh, not at
I
all.
will say this. I'm going to toss this to you, Yella. Who came back out though with something they used to have that everybody popped for because she didn't have it before when she moved from NXT to the main roster? Wow, that's a mouthful. Giggity.
Who you talking about?
He said, "What? What about
What?
the? What about the
Big old thing.
Blackheart?"
You just go ahead and say it, man, because I'm over here. I'm thinking
It's
about something
Shotzi with
else.
the tank, my friend.
Yeah,
There you
Shotzi
go.
with the tank, son.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was out on. She was injured, correct?
Yo, she was.
She was out on injury. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about all those NXT folks you were talking
Yeah, and I
about.
was saying it. He all of a sudden, Yellow Boy said, "What are you
I
talking
said,
about, dude? Like we're normally on the same
who?
wavelength, but we're not right
Who?
now because Anyway,
Who?
I just
Oh
see
man.
who. Hey, I want a timeout. You already know. I want to bring it back. We say who. Where I got that from was a Conan. He says who. But not Cody, Corey said one time that Dominic's uncle Conan was even afraid of him. So I wonder if he'll show back up. Anyway,
Mm.
segueing back to where we're at. Yo,
Yeah, no, no, I was okay. So I find it interesting that you talked about Indy Hartwell because when me and Hogs Wars was watching it, I was going on about. I was like, man, Indy should be in this. Indy should be on the main roster. And as soon as
Mhm.
I said that, Indy Hartwell came out to the Rumble. I was like, oh snap! Another person that folks should be really paying attention to, which they are in NXT. But if you don't watch NXT, you really don't know. That's Roxanne Perez. That's the
yep.
current NXT Women's Champion, known in ROH Ring of Honor as Roxy. She's going by Roxanne Perez right now, and she's like their position. They position her to be their brand ambassador right now. I mean, she's the champion, but they're also looking at her to be the future. Like she's going to be that future star for the main roster. Outside of that, you had some people like Emma, bless her soul, she was just there to be a body. BFAB was just there to be a body. um, you had, hey, look, you had Zoe Starks in there who did do a great showing in the Rumble. You had, oh snap, I almost forgot about it. You had, thank God they changed her name back from Dewdrop back to Piper
Yes.
Niven. You know,
Right.
Yes. She came out at Pop Me, and y'all already know why. Anyway.
yeah. And she was at number 18, and she had come back because reportedly she had come down with COVID really bad and had some heart issues that went along with that. So that's why she's been off TV for a really long time. So it's good to see that she was able to make it back and
Mhm.
do very well in the Rumble because I heard that
Right.
she's preparing for it. So then God bless
And
her
then
soul. What's up?
I don't mean to interrupt you, but them commentators were very like do and drop and the stuff they were saying when she rolled out there. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm
Mhm.
I'm glad. I mean, she was in the Indies as Viper. You know, if you watched any of the UK based indie wrestling, she was Viper. So having her back at Piper Niven is awesome. Hopefully they can bring up Alba Fire from the former Kaylee Ray, Alba Fire from NXT, and create some form of a stable for Becky. I know that sounds kind of racist maybe or whatever, but it's a good stable because right now Becky needs someone to watch her back for damage
Mhm.
Kantaro, not control because it looks like Kantaro. Damage
Kantaro.
Kantaro. So
Kentaro wins.
it will make
Yes.
another stable, and you have those women's tag belts that don't really do crap, so you might as well get another stable in there to put some tag belts on or whatnot. So
Who
Mhm.
has them? Oh, that's right. Kantaro.
womp womp. Damage Kintaro.
Yeah.
Um, you had Chelsea Green come in on the match at number 20 and immediately get put out. She's got a comedy gimmick that she's going to be doing apparently that Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful on his post show. He knows her personally and been talking to her, and she didn't give him any deets on being in the Rumble or being when she's going to show up on WWE TV. Apparently, she's been signed for a while. They're just trying to figure out when to write her in. And apparently, her gimmick is going to be she's a Karen. That is her gimmick.
Hey, this is what everybody gets into anything for is that right there, them stacks of the greens, ain't it?
Yeah.
I can't be mad at it.
So yeah,
Cardona.
Yams.
What's that?
and we don't know, and that's the thing. The question mark if Cardona is going to be a part of the dub. Right now, I don't think so. I think he's still under. Is he still under contract to NWA?
Oh, dude, like, so his contract with them must allow him to do whatever he wants to do because he shows up everywhere.
Right.
So, yeah, he still does stuff with NWA. And I will let you guys know because I'm going to go to NWA Power when it shows up in my neighborhood on Tuesday night, the 31st, baby. And if you figure it out, if you can't figure it out from when we said about Banky, then I don't know how to help you.
Look at him, product placement, baby. Come
Hey,
on,
Right.
Mountain
look.
Dew.
I
Use
bought,
that.
I bought this boy just for this cast right here. Like, yeah, it's all disappearing. It don't matter. Y'all figured it out. Yeah, for sure.
Um, hey, what y'all think about Zelina Vega's cosplay?
Dope.
Go around. Yeah.
Mhm. Very nice.
For
Very
those
nice.
of y'all who are not up on video games, as my basketball coach used to call them, those video games, she dressed up as Jury from Street Fighter 5 and 6. So,
And they
and
brought that in on
yeah,
a advert. But either way, I think she would have been good with doing that because, like, if y'all know and follow and see that she does some killer cosplays.
hmm
Yep.
came as Jade, Vega. Uh, who else did she come as? She came. Now I'm
House of
having
Black.
a. Well, she's been. She came as a Nakatsuki, kind of, sort of, from a Naruto, and she said she's going to do another. I think she's doing a Demon Slayer
Oh,
cosplay coming up. She's doing Rangoku at some point, and
Mm.
she said she's got it together, but she's keeping it a secret when she's going to. She did like a Instagram live, and she was like, "I'm just keeping it secret when I'm going to do it." She's got all the stuff. She's gonna do it later.
WrestleMania.
so if
Probably.
y'all don't know, the boys we the bros watch all kinds of stuff like that. Like she would definitely vibe with us because she watches the same kind of stuff that we be watching. So, like I'm always excited to see how she comes out whenever she comes out in those kind of costumes and not whatever they've told her to come out in standard.
Yeah, we all watch that kind of stuff, and Hogs was watches hentai, so he already is up on everything.
Yo, he got that pillow, waifu.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa. he's got a pillow with a surprise face on it the whole
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
Look,
And it's like this.
I'm sorry, but I do not have the white food that you think I have.
Oh, I got you, Snorlax.
Sad, buddy. Oh God, no. Now that's one show I will not watch. Some freaking Pokemon, man. I give anybody that loves that show credit. Ash finally won the goddamn grand champion. Good for him. But otherwise, who cares? No, I'm just
Dude, my boy been hating on somebody trying to get stuff done for 20 years. That's okay.
He had to be the
Hey.
very.
Yo,
Your boy like
anyway.
Steve Urkel, he been trying for 20 years to get that girl. He finally got her.
Wow.
One ever
Dated
did it.
reference. Lower
Sorry that the whole Zelina Vega thing turned into that yellow
Right.
boy. So
Hey, look,
okay.
no, it's for the people. You people who are watching
The
right
glasses
now.
down pops me. Where's my glasses at? That's right. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
You had to let the little beaties come out. That's what it was.
Yeah. My
Those
dude.
beady little eyes. You locked your eyes with these beady little eyes that says I'm one tough son of a.
With that stack of dimes you call a neck.
Oh hell yeah!
Steve Austin ain't had nothing to do with nothing, and he got referenced in this whole cast.
Yeah,
Right.
this is what you're watching tonight, people.
I guess you think about Michelle McCool. Just forgot it.
Segue. There you go. Michelle McCool came out 25. They showed her on the show before and during the commercial break in the crowd, and they ended up pulling her number at number 25. And she looked like, oh, wait, this is definitely not supposed to happen. Oh my
Right.
God, let me jump in the ring and wrestle.
Have they
So,
done that before though, where they pulled somebody out of the crowd like that?
Nah, they just did
Santino.
from the well, I mean, not for the Rumble. I mean, Santino
Right.
pulled out for, but yeah.
Yeah, that
So,
actually was pretty dope. I like that part of it. I wasn't expecting. I was expecting somebody to come down from the ramp, so they did a good job with that.
well, I just find it sad that her husband wasn't sitting with her. Where was Mark?
You know where
He
Mark was. He was being a Mark in the
was
back.
in the back drinking beer and talking about how
You
great this thing was
know,
back in
he was
the
he was
day.
back there talking about.
I'm being
I,
a man.
I think you need to draw on yourself with more highlighters out there, Wyndham.
Listen here. I told look for I know we're getting off subject, off topic, but I seen like White will post something to ask, well, what do you think that the Undertaker said to Bray Wyatt
Oh
in the
yeah.
ring? And I said, quote, "You've got the juice now," or something to that extent.
Yes.
Like that's what I thought he had said. He whispered over to him. So
You
anyway,
you already know anyway. Your Undertaker pops me every time, so that was you got the juice now.
you've got the juice now.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah, more references for those kids, those
Right.
Yeah,
seers.
What
them
YouTube
them
video looks
kids be out
familiar?
there.
Like, what are
Uh,
they talking about?
Juice, that's a good one.
exactly. Hey, you bringing it back? They
Yeah,
don't know. You can find
Ah,
hey,
Chappelle Show on Netflix, maybe.
oh
yeah.
man.
Anyway, yo.
So we'll zoom through and everything. So a surprise for those who weren't looking for it or whatnot came at the number 30 spot. Excuse me. OHB, were you surprised by number 30?
I was not.
Hmm.
She's not like most girls. Hogsworth,
Who?
were you surprised?
Heck yeah, I was surprised. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That popped me when it happened because I was like,
Giggity goo.
that moment did not suck. But anyway, heck yeah.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about the one and only Nia Jax.
Ding.
Nia
Oh
Jax.
yeah, that did ish surprise me. And you said, did it surprise you? I said no, and I was over here thinking about if I was gonna crack into this beer or not. Yes, it did. I had alluded to that earlier about
Yeah.
somebody that we thought was
Mhm.
stagnant on a run. That's somebody I think that person would have trouble with, and they can do a good program. But here's it is. I just hope that if they decide to go down there and she's coming back, that she don't brick her like she did the man.
I'm
Right.
just concerned that
Whoa.
hopefully before they brought her back in, that they allowed her to go through and train. No offense. Again, I am not a pro wrestler, and I'm sure that the pro wrestling community would light me on fire for saying that someone needs and I don't have proper training myself. But to watch people get injured because you're not seemingly being safe is just something that, regardless of me having training or not, that's just very apparent to see on TV, and read about
Mhm.
when someone's in the ring with you and they get injured. Like, we know that wrestling is a dance between two people, and they're basically making you have to make sure that that other person is safe. While meanwhile they're doing the
Mhm.
same for you. You're putting your entire life in their hands by doing these moves, and watching like Kyrie Sane get injured and go through concussion protocol because you're not safe. I would love to see Binky in a feud in between now and WrestleMania with Nia Jax. I'm just concerned that, what I mean, I know she wouldn't, not intentionally, but I don't want Binky to get injured from something, that could be prevented. You know what I mean? That's just my only thing. Like,
Yeah, because
when
she potatoed Becky that one time for sure.
yeah, throwing potatoes and just not being safe, and just like lobbing people around without any regards to how they should fall and stuff like that is just my concern. And they weren't really into letting her go back down to NXT and get reps in. Like, I think that would have benefited her actually if she would have just went back down to NXT previously before she was released. Not to mention that she's got a nickname going on right now of Nia Vaxxed because of her
Oh,
because of her views on. Hey, look, whatever your views of vaccinations are, make sure that you're safe. That's all I'm saying, folks. Like, do your part. not for yourself, but for other people. There's elderly people here, folks with disabilities that could use somebody not being around them that don't have the protection. So
If you're sicker than hell, don't get around people.
Right.
that might put
Yeah.
it in super layman's terms. Like, look,
Right.
forget the
I
PC.
mean,
version.
like, just don't go around folks, man. That's easy. Like, hey, man, let me go over here. I'm coughing a little bit and I don't feel good. Stay at home. Yeah. Anyway.
Stay stay home.
Right. One thing I thought was interesting too is when she came in, they all got that same look that they did with Logan Paul earlier. Like, what the heck are you
Yes,
doing
they
here? What
did.
the heck?
You're
What the heck are you
exactly
doing
right.
here? And why the heck are you doing here? And this mother talking cash money the whole time to all of them. And what happened? They all came and folded the door.
They did.
And
then
still
she looked big mad in her face when she hit the ground. She had that super seeth. She said, like, what are you even chopping to, bruh?
And see, she one of my favorite like characters for the the last couple of years. I just hate she was such a not only a stiff worker but such a dangerous worker. Because I mean, say what they want to about Legion of Doom back in the day, or even John Cena for the sake. These are extremely strong individuals. You didn't ever hear anybody saying anything other than they were stiff. That's it. Not they was, everybody got hurt every time. Not everybody was like beating the tar out of and couldn't make it the next match. They all were just, stiff workers. End of
Yep.
story.
Yep.
Or in John Cena's case, we did the 5 fingers of doom and we didn't have to worry about nothing. So it was easy. But that was her biggest problem. I'm like, as strong as she is and as smart as she's got to be to even have the anti-vax thought process in her head, blah blah blah, you would think that your number one thing is, if I'm this big and I'm this strong, I need to make sure I make them look good while I make me look good, not killing people out there. But some people.
What do you mean, some people?
Yeah, what's that mean exactly?
Well,
You
That means
talking about this, some people? What's up? Nah,
negative.
you know what's up.
Negative.
yeah.
I'm talking
But
about people
anywho,
that don't realize how strong they freaking
Nah,
are.
I got you, man. You
know,
go to throw a fist and you fake punch somebody and you're like, maybe I put a little extra on that on accident.
A
And
little
then
mustard on
the
that
next
green
person's
bean.
having to have reconstruction surgery because of it. I got you.
right.
Yeah, we on the same page,
Mhm.
baby.
But we'll fast forward because I know we've been on here for a little bit. Fast forward. So, who won this thing?
Rhea, of course.
Yep.
Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley
In
won.
a great ending too, by the
Yeah.
way. It really was.
Hey, set that up for us. How'd the ending go?
So
Yeah, do it.
you get down to the last three, which is Liv Morgan, Oscar, and Rhea Ripley. And long story short, all three of them end up on the side of the apron at the same time. So now you're like, okay, who's gonna go? And the whole time it's like the back and forth kicks to the face and almost knocking everybody out. And then eventually, of course, Oscar in the mist, she blows the blue mist out. Rhea ducks and hits more Liz in the face.
Mhm.
Well, now she's grasping at straws, trying to figure out where she is. Rhea knocks out Oscar, and then as she's knocking out Oscar, Liv reaches out for her, and all of a sudden, there you got Rhea dangling on the side of the thing like a carrot, trying to be like Shawn Michaels and swinging her feet the whole time. She finally gets back up, and then because of the mist on Liz's face, she really can't tell what's going on. Finally, Rhea catches her with the kind of like a Frankensteiner almost and flips her out the ring. And ding, ding, ding. I stayed in the match the whole time, along with, which is kind of hard, most people don't remember, Liv Morgan too. Both of them were started the match and both of them ended the match. That is
Yep.
something that no matter what they want to say about her and all that mess with Ronda Rousey finish, that's gotta help her elevate her in some way. It's got to, because
Yeah.
she made it to the last two people. But anyway,
Yeah.
always be buddy.
So, before we get to the main event, those who are watching right now, make sure that you're jumping in and hitting that like button. Also, put comments in. As we're rounding towards the end. If you got comments or anything, put those in the comment section, chat bar, whatnot. Let us know what you think. If you're watching this on catch up, hey, make sure that you're liking this video. If you got some comments, put those in. You know that we produce a whole bunch of content and whatnot on here. We have 60-second sips or just sips that are now being brought to you on Thursdays. We have the Mad Dog Mondays, where OHB is going to bring you some more familiar type beverages on those Mad Dog Mondays. On Sundays, you
I
have Shot
appreciate
of
that.
Brew.
Yeah.
Hey, I told you everything is for the people.
Yup.
You know what
Familiar,
it
he says.
is.
That's it. That's a very good description. Perfect. Go ahead.
What'd you say? It was.
You lose.
Oh. Anyway, so make sure y'all are like, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff, commenting. That helps the algorithm. Make sure that it reaches more people. The more people that we can reach, the more things that we can do for you. We have merch. Link is going to be in the description below. Go get you some merch. We're looking for more designs for merch, but if we don't have people going out there purchasing it, there's going to be no reason to create new stuff. So go get your merch. It's great as a form of present. Valentine's Day is coming up. Get your boo thing, a bros, brews and botches, hoodie, sweatshirt, t-shirt. What you got, OHB?
Okay, so if y'all are watching this right now, you see right there where I'm pointing at, that is our Instagrams. If you see right where I'm pointing at right there, that is our Twitch. Yeah, we do gaming on there. If you look right here, that's where you're watching us at right now. But if you go right there, you see that little weird thing. It looks like two people with another person in it. Yeah, that's our link tree, baby. Backslash bros, brews, and botches. You can find everything we're doing there. Just like the Yellow Boy said, our merch is on there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead,
Yeah.
my brother.
No problem, no problem. Just wanted to get those spots out there. Um, Big shout out to and special thanks to Elevated Creations for the merch. Special shout out to DJ L Spade for the music that you see in a lot of our intros. Appreciate you, L Spade. Um, but as we round out, we're going into that main event, and what a main event that it was.
Wow, yes.
The Uwu Championship with your boy, the head of the table, the head of the island of relevancy, one Roman Reigns against the fighter, the prize fighter, never stop fighting, Kevin Owens, as they used to announce, um, with no Usos coming out to ringside, no Solo Sokoa coming out on
Mhm.
ringside, but there was a Paul Heyman and a honorary Us in Sami Zayn. I just want to say before I kick it over to you guys that, and I've said it before, I'm sounding like a broken record. This is the best storyline in all of professional wrestling right now. Just the way that they've set it up and they've been doing actual long term storytelling. This is
Mhm.
one of the best stories that they've had as WWE for a really long time, and the crowd is very invested. So I'm gonna kick it over.
No.
OHB.
I just want to say one thing before, and I want to toss it back to you, but this is something for me that I've been the most invested in since they did the Aces and Eights gimmick in
Mhm.
Impact. So like that's huge. This thing is huge. Anyway, so
Giggity.
yeah, yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like well, I'm gonna throw it over to Hogs Wars because he's got a lot to say about this. I can already tell. Yeah, my dude already.
But
Yeah.
first and foremost, no, it did not suck. Man, if I was, a Simon Miller or something, I'd probably give it golden ups and all kind of other random things. But the main thing is it's a 5 out of 5 caps match and situation. And the main reason is because you're so invested in what's going to happen with
Yes.
Sammy. You know, Paul Heyman in the facials, Roman Reigns in these random looks.
All right.
It's just like it just paid off so well. And not only that, but it was a great match between him and Kevin Owens before it got there.
Yep.
That's that's the thing that just piggybacking off something we said earlier. That's the thing that I want to see from Bray Wyatt. Great storytelling, great what's called, and then come in with a match that I'm like, God dang it, that was the match of the night. and it could have been the middle of the darn card.
Yep.
Mhm.
If he did that the way they did that night, you would never hear me complain one time about all the random merch and videos and everything else. I could care less because there's a payoff. That's the one thing I was trying to think of earlier. And I couldn't think of the word. He has no payoff. He has great beginning, great intermediates with no payoff, and the payoff is what you need. But anyway, back to the great match at the later on. I really enjoyed the back and forth with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns because it's just like it wasn't a typical Roman Reigns match where he's trying to fight from the bottom but still be dirty. It was really a kind of a catch as catch can. We're gonna keep it back and forth the whole time, but at the same time, every time something would happen, the camera zoomed back on Sammy like he's got to make a face this time. Every time something would happen, no matter which direction it went. So it's like you was pulling for him to just be like, "Hey, man, pick a side," this whole time. So, but now I'll throw it back to you, Yellow Boy. That's why I'm
Oh,
scratching.
again,
It's all good, dude.
excellent match. I'm a ping pong it because I'm gonna just finish it on out. But I ping pong it back over to OHB, man. Like so many aspects of this match. Like you had said, it's not just character development. It was also a match that, with the in-ring performance, had a lot of things that reference previous KO and Roman Reigns matches. Because correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it the last year at the Royal Rumble where they had the uh, last man standing match? Was that last year with the handcuffs and everything? I cannot remember everything because like 2000, we already know 2020 just kind of melded in with everything,
Mhm.
and then 2021 kind of just went by. So I can't remember if that was last year where they had the whole Paul Heyman fiddling with the handcuffs and he was stuck up underneath or supposed to be, or he was stuck up underneath for the 10 count, and then the ref was like, eh, I'm done with 10 count. It was like 7, eh. And it was over. But OHB, what did you think overall about this main event?
It didn't suck.
Ha!
Yeah, baby. Like I'm gonna tell you right
Yeah.
now, I'm not gonna speak on it a whole lot. Y'all know Reigns' spots. Y'all know Owens' spots. When it got down to the brass tacks, giggities, that's something always people say. But anyway, when it got down to that, I seen something I never seen before. Yeah.
What's that?
They handcuffed Owens to the rope and super kicked the absolute bejesus out of him. I never
Oh,
seen
what?
nobody get their head blasted in. I would have expected that out of the Young Bucks before I ever seen it out of
Uh-huh.
who? The Usos. Yeah.
So
But they had beat down. So y'all go back and watch it. Reigns finally got the pinfall on Mr. Owens. Then they beat the absolute dog crap out of him, and then Sami Zayn decided, he's like, dude, you ain't got to do this no more. Like, he's done. Why are
Mhm.
we doing this? You got to do this, brother. Offers him a chair. He's like, yeah, I'll take it. Why not? Well, I'm going to hit him. But he didn't, did he? Ugh.
Mhm.
like the way they teased it, the all the crowd was waiting for it, and he did
They
it the first
was.
time, and they're like, he turned, Reigns turned his back, to Sammy,
Mhm.
and the whole crowd just knew. And then when it didn't happen the first time,
Mhm.
everyone was like, oh. But then Reigns, and it's just that character development. Reigns is so egotistical and he's so just paranoid about,
Mhm.
being the champ and being this head of the table, that he just went ballistic on Sammy and smacking him in the face and pushing
Mhm.
him in the face, and it pushed him to the edge. And it wasn't, I heard other people say this, it wasn't the fact that when he finally hit him with the chair, it wasn't like out of malice bashing him, because the way that he hit him with the chair wasn't like extremely hard. It was
Mhm.
because he was being, lambasted. He was put in that position to like take up for himself. So it was almost
Right.
as if he didn't want to. OHB.
That's funny you say that, man, because like if y'all ever grew up with a bully in school that told you to do everything for them, you could even
Mm-hmm.
tell when Sammy got in his face. There was a point where the him and Roman were both face to face, and then Sammy did like this right here. He's like, "Yeah, you right."
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
Sammy finally said, "You know what? I'm done with this. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
happens, happens, ain't it?" So
Mm-hmm.
it was the second time Yellow was talking about what went down, went down. You want to continue your train of thought, my dude?
No, it's just the fact that also, did y'all get the vibes of like, did is Roman Reigns having PTSD with this? Because
Right.
it's not the first time that he's turned his back on somebody that was in a group with him and stabbed him in the back, so to speak, by hitting him in the back with a chair. Like he's got like, you see the
Mm-hmm.
memes with them going back to like Korean War and stuff. You see the black and white background.
Yeah, I got you.
He's like, he sees Seth Rollins hit him in the back with a chair all over again. And like, I think the biggest part of that was Jay Uso. Oh my gosh, it's not like it put Jay in a position. Like, remember, cast your minds back to the pandemic time when Jay was a big match. Was Big Match Jay?
Yep,
Was that what they were calling main event Jay? Jay Uso, and
yep.
him having that back back and forth with Roman Reigns, and you know he put all of his trust into Sami Zayn after being the one that didn't trust him. And like, is it the fact that like it does so much for this character development? Is he just did he walk off because he had no choice but to walk off? He didn't want to look at it. Did he walk off because he didn't agree with what Roman did or what the order was? Is he disappointed in Sammy? Is he going back to main event Jay? Like it brings up so many things. Is this like this is the I mean, everybody was waiting on it, yo. Like everybody knew that there's gonna be a point that Sammy was gonna be the catalyst for the breakup of the
The
bloodline.
blood. Yep, I agree with that.
Like we all knew and everybody was waiting with bated breath during that first chair shot. It's like, oh crap, here it comes. And it didn't happen. And then oh, there it is, there it is, there, you know.
Yeah,
There it is.
Leo DiCaprio on it, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it just, dude, like it has me fully invested. I want to know what's going to happen. Like, yeah, go for
I ain't trying to speak on this. Remember what Conan said? That's a second reference on that. Yo, 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 let me speak on this.
it.
But what if, and this is just hypothetical, what if Jay the whole time has been like, I'm going to get this guy?
Yeah.
And he expected Sammy to be the fully one to come in and bring everything to a head and say, "Hey man, like, yo, you got it. You have shown the chinks in the tribal chief's armor.
Hmm.
Yeah." So now he's like, man, because he was the biggest antithesis. Dude, Sami Zayn is full of Sammy's garbage. Like, do not let him in the bloodline. And then all of a sudden, he was his biggest defender because he knew in his heart of hearts, man, that Sammy was going to be the one that broke the bonds in the bloodline. I want to see. I hope they write a very awesome arc. You know they're going to do the thing between Owens and they're going to do the thing between Zayn and they're going to do the thing between the Usos because they're going to be tag champions. But I want to see where that split go. Hogs
Yeah.
Wars, thanks for coming back, my dude. I know you was busy. We love you. We's talking about big things that didn't include potatoes and sausage.
Tweet that night.
Yeah,
Who would have thunk it?
yeah.
Hey,
But
look.
like,
Maybe even crab
yeah,
legs.
I mean, like what we were saying is like, Jay walked off, he bounced. Like, what if that's a thing? Like the whole time Jay's had an issue with everything that's been going on. Sami Zayn's the one that gave him hope, and then after all that went down, he's like, man, I don't know how to feel about all this because like I need out. So they can write a very interesting story going forward.
They they've got so many avenues that they can venture down. Like with this story, they can take it a multitude of different directions, just on
Branching
how they want to do it.
paths.
Yes, they really can. They can, they can even make Sami Zayn the heel in all this. Like
Yep.
maybe it was Sami's whole intention to break up the bloodline the whole time, infiltrated them and do all that. There's just so much that can go on, and it's just interesting to see what direction that they go. I'm just waiting for them to. Sorry to bring the mood down a little bit, but go ahead and get them titles off all them in there because
Yeah.
it's only because
Yeah.
you made a statement
It's
earlier that
time.
yeah, I mean you made the statement earlier that the U.S. Championship and the IC Championship have been brought up. Well, it's because they have no choice. You don't have a
Mhm.
championship belt on either, only on one show, and he doesn't even show up to all the shows all the time because he has to. I mean, he's
And
saying,
and he needs probably a break. Let's be
yeah,
honest. He's been running hard and long ever since the whole thing with the
yeah,
yeah, ever since the whole thing with all his health issues and all
yeah,
that. Like he's been backpacking this whole company, and unlike all of his previous backpacking, where everybody's like, "F this dude," he's been killing it. But it's
yeah.
time. It's
Mhm.
time to let him go do his thing, and then he can roll back out there. But anyway,
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, I mean, the man, uh, battling, like you said, his health issues, number one. So why would he be on all the shows all the time? Like that's a lot to endure. But like I said, he needs to have at least one of the belts off of him. Go ahead and relinquish for the Usos. I mean, but whatever. I'm not gonna go down that path. It was just an awesome segment, awesome main event, way to close out the entire pay per view. It was the right choice of booking to put that as the last match. Like,
Mhm.
can't say any more about that um, unless y'all have anything else about that match.
nope.
Negative.
All
Negative.
right. So overall, overall thoughts on that pay per view.
Well, first off, it didn't suck, of course.
There it is. He said the thing.
You that's the rating that we're all looking for. I don't care about the five whatever caps. It's the did it suck or did it not suck rating, and that's it. He gave it. So if y'all don't know about that, check it out. It's everywhere, almost for free. Almost for free.
Mhm.
It is like it ain't like it was back when the bros was growing up and them things was $70 a show, bruh.
Man.
Yeah, right.
Also, for those of you not born before 1995, you won't get that reference.
Hell,
Where's that? I
man,
need that little
spell
stardust on my yellow ass teeth. Oh, that's right. I said it.
Yeah, baby. It's okay because the algorithm has changed, so you're good.
Boy, that popped the heck out of me right there. Sorry.
That's what Scott Steiner said about Ric Flair one time about his teeth. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he did.
He
So,
did. He sure did.
OHB, you're going to Power
Yep.
on Tuesday,
Yep.
right? Um, next Saturday. I don't know what we're gonna do next. I don't know if we're gonna do anything next Saturday is the NXT show, y'all. So I don't know. Um,
Mm,
it's been a drag to kind of watch Tuesday up on Tuesday, but they have some pretty decent matches. I mean, they have what's my man? Carmelo Hayes and
Ooh.
um Apollo going one
yeah.
on one going one on one. I think Roxanne's in a triple threat against the members of Toxic Attraction. I mean, of course, mine is Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and Jason James. They're doing a triple threat. So, I mean, it'll be a show. I'll just put it to you out there that are watching. If in fact uh, one of us watches it, there'll probably be like a short review on it on Sunday. So if we watch it, so there you go. Um.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything before we get out of here? I guess.
Just good show. Just hoping that, like they say, I hope Bray takes the criticism that is being thrown out there and not think that everybody's so hippy hoppy wonderful about it. Because I've seen enough bots on Twitter alone to make you think that some people think that was the greatest match ever all of a sudden. So I just hope he takes both sides of that coin and tweaks this thing so it actually starts to blow up like we hope it does. Other than that, great show and great end to a pay per view, or excuse me, premium live event.
Yeah, PLE play.
Dude, I can't believe you
Boom.
made a faux pas like that, and also I have heat with that. Anyway, I love you. That's for sure. Yo,
um, I'm gonna say something now. I'll kick it over for the final thought from you, OHB, and then I guess we'll get out of here. Um, pop me. So all the stuff that Hogs Wars just said, and just remember, you guys have your opinion about what you like, what you don't like as far as
Mhm.
wrestling. It's cool. You can agree with what we say. You can agree with what somebody else say. You can disagree. That's fine. Just remember, support these wrestlers. Don't be looking for one company to close and oh well, I hope that they do this and these folks. That's going to put folks out of a job. These wrestlers who you enjoy, whether it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, Impact, if one of them happens to close, then that's going to force folks to try to find work. One company can't sustain all those wrestlers and won't be able to get you to see all of the ones that you enjoy. So wish for the best for all of them. Enjoy what you like. You can not enjoy what you don't like, and also take consideration, like we did today, that it may not be for us. It may be for someone else. Let them enjoy it the same way that we enjoy what we enjoy. OHB, floor is yours, sir.
ah man, this show from the beginning to the end was entertaining, and it had things in there for people that were wrestling fans and people that just want to see the spectacle that is professional wrestling, sports entertainment. It had everything in there that you could possibly think of. Man, it was great. And like Yellow Boy said, please support everybody because there's only like a small bubble. There really is a small bubble of people that are doing this. And the less we support them, there's going to be fewer and fewer. And I definitely don't want just one promotion anymore. The way that it is now is fire. As a fan in this day and age, tremendous. That's all I can say about it. Support who you like.
Perfect.
Exactly. Do some people you don't like. And if you don't agree with this, that's cool. Because we can all get together and say, man, you know what? We enjoy this profession that is wrestling, ain't it? That's all I got. I love y'all, for sure.
Golf,
Yeah.
golf clap, golf clap, golf
I did that right there. It looked like I was straight up in a whatever. Okay. We straight. We good.
clap.
Yeah. All right. So, I don't know. Yellow Hogs, y'all have anything else?
Negative.
Before we deuce this out,
Dukes it out, man.
how do we always say to it? We love yuns and